Hey guys, I'm back again and I want to do a new segment on my channel called Makeup Looks from My Makeup Box. If you have a better name for it, please let me know. And I basically just want to come here, throw up my camera, and just open my box and just come up with just random looks, like right on the spot with you guys. So yeah, let's get started. So, quick story about the box. This is a vintage box, like a legit vintage, not like, oh, I got it from Urban Outfitters and it said vintage on it. And this was my grandmother's, or no, my mom's grandmother's makeup case. And I was carrying my makeup and a bunch of different bags, just kind of still am now, and in a really crappy, just flimsy bag, and it broke. And my mom was like, hold up, one sec. And she brought this beauty out and I love it. It's got a handle and it's just super cool. So here's what the inside, if I can, okay. That's what the inside looks like. Yeah, So let's dig in. Okay, so I always start off with moisturizer. This is Cetaphil, just body, what's it called, moisturizing cream. Nikki Tutorials, I think, actually made this pretty popular, along with the Nivea Post Shave Balm, all that kind of stuff for primer. I have dry skin, so I'm always having to, I just, you know, I'm always having dry skin, and I'm always having to moisturize. So as you can tell, and you probably can't from that early, but I'm really broken out, like really bad. So we're going to take some extra steps before we put on our foundation. I am using a mixture of Glamouflage, Hard Candy's Glamouflage concealer, along with the Master concealer from Maybelline. So I'm going to mix and create a concealer cocktail in the back of my hand and cover up some of these god-awful blemishes. And I'm going to be using just a small concealer brush, and then just mixing it in and just basically just coating all of these blemishes. That one hurts like a, you know what. And then I'll use the excess kind of as a highlighter to go under my foundation. And I'm going to be taking a damp beauty blender and just blending it in a little bit. I'm going to be taking, for foundation, I'm going to be taking the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup in Cool, and C4 Cool. So that's what that one looks like. It's raved. I had it a while back and I just ran out of it because it's it's what, $12, and that's a little expensive. So, and I just finally just repurchased it again. So I'm just dotting foundation everywhere and then going in and blending in. Take a little bit down the neck just so we have a don't have that god-awful makeup line that everyone had in you know, 8th grade when everyone was starting to wear makeup, and I'm using a Real Techniques buffing brush like this. Love it. And then just kind of just blending in along the hairline and the ears a little bit. Usually after I get done doing my foundation, I will go in and do my eyebrows, because I just feel like the eyebrows are the boobs of the face. I don't know. And between the eyebrows and the teeth. Teeth are very important, but also if you got raunchy looking eyebrows, everyone's gonna be looking. So I guess it's honestly like your preference. For my eyebrows, I'm going to be using the Brow Stylist Definer by L'Oreal and Dark Brunette. Some people say this is the dupe to Anastasia's Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. I like it a lot. I had the Brow Wiz and I ran out of it in like a month. Like, I'm not kidding. And I was like, I got it for Christmas, so I didn't actually pay for it, but it was like $24, $28 for a brow pencil. I'm like, I can't do that every month. Like, no. And this is not very cheap either. This is about $9. And I go through this quite a lot. So, I'm going to use a spoolie that it comes with, because it's a nice little packaging. And then groom out the beast hairs. Oh my god, I need to pluck. And with this, I'm basically just going to outline my eyebrows, like I said, because it's expensive. And this girl is cheap. By circumstance, not by choice. And then to fill them in, it's going to be a little rat, but there's no rules in makeup, guys. Do what you want. Do what your wallet can do. Okay? I'm using a Real Techniques brow brush, slanted like so. And I'm picking my Morphe 35K palette. And we're going to dip into a few shades to fill in our eyebrows. Because guess what? It works. And I don't care what anyone else thinks. Alright. So, because my hair is really dark and my eyebrows are really, really, really dark, I gotta go dark. So, I'm going to be dipping into this guy, and this guy. And then we're just gonna fit them in. And if I need to touch up, I will go back in with that same little concealer brush and just wipe away. Okay. Wipe away my mistakes. I wish I could do that in life. And because we're not completely rat, we're actually going to be using a different color for the beginning of our eyebrows, because I mean, come on. Can't be using the same color. Hello. And we're going to be using this guy right here that I've hit pan at, which is kind of scary. I've always been into really bold and dramatic eyebrows. I've always had bushy eyebrows and a lot of, just big eyebrows. And they're pretty unruly, so I just kind of gone with it. And like I said, there are no rules in makeup, and if someone's gonna give you crap about your eyebrows, you just turn around. Just turn around like this. Just turn around and be like, bye. Okay, let's get started with our eyes. The way I prime is just with one of my concealers. So let's do Maybelline today. We're gonna do you, girl. We're gonna do you, girl. We're gonna do you, girl. And then just apply it with our concealer brush and go in with the sponge and just blend. And then because you don't want, you know, liquid, a powder going over a liquid, that kind of like defeats the purpose of priming. We're gonna be using our e.l.f. contour palette, and okay, just whatever color. I don't think it comes different colors. And we're gonna be dipping into this wider shade, and this is with an e.l.f. blush brush, which I don't use it as a blush brush. I use it as a under eye setting brush, and just pack that on a little bit. Alright. Okay, what should we do? I love this palette so much, and I want another one. Like, I really want another Morphe palette. One day. It's not even expensive, but it's just, I mean, this is like $22. Let's just eat or makeup. And I really like food, but I really like makeup. Whatever. I'm going to be going in with our transition shade with this Real Techniques, I don't know what it's called, brush, because I've worn off the letters. I think it's Crease Brush or something. I don't know. And then let's dip into her right here, this cooler right there. And we're going to be using this as a transition shade. So. And then we're going to be going in with the color right next to it. And doing the exact same thing. And with the same brush, we're going to go in with a little darker brown and keep it more in our crease and less, and not dragging it up as far as we have these other two shades. So let's go in with this color right here. And like I said, we're going to stay in the crease more than bringing it up like we have the other shades. Keeping it nice and low. We're switching up palettes, guys. Oh. I'm taking the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I love it so much. And we're going to be taking the color, I don't know, because I worn off the letters. So it's this color right here. We're going to do the same thing that we did with the other brown color, the darker brown color, and keeping it low in our crease. Okay, another Kat Von D palette. This is the Monarch palette. We are going to be taking the e.l.f. contour brush. I kind of jacked it up when I washed it last and it hasn't really like formed back into its shape, but you do what you work with what you got. And we are going to be taking this super dark shade right here. That is the shade Papilio. I don't know. The dark brown shade. And we are going to be focusing this shade into our outer corner. So sorry, I'm bringing my mirror closer to my beautiful face. And I want to go in, I packed in the color with the e.l.f. contour brush, and then I want to go in with the Real Techniques blending buffering stimulated brush that we've been using and blend it out. The other brush is good for packing in color, and this one's really good for blending. So okay, now we're gonna go back to our Morphe 35K palette, and we're gonna dip in to some shimmer colors, cause duh. And I'm going to be taking this gorgeous color right here and placing it all over my eyelid, except where we did our dark brown. So, and I'm going to be wetting it with the NYX Dewy Finish setting spray. So, boom, boom. And then I want to dip right in. And then pat it all over the lid, except for the dark brown was. So I want to give it more of like an ombre gradient look. Alright, now we're going to be taking the color right under it, this pretty golden shade right here, and we're going to focus it more in the inner corner and the very front part of our eyelid. So I really want to make like a really pretty like gradient brown look, or ombre brown look on our eye today. So I realize I want to give it a little bit more of a gold. So we're going to go back to our Monarch color. Oops. And with the awesome double-ended eyeshadow stick that comes with the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette, I'm going to be dipping into the gold, giving it a little bit of a spritz. And just really packing on that gold. So this is what it looks like now. And then we are going for our bottom lash line. And actually, I'm going to be taking a little bit more of the darker color that in our Monarch palette that we use in the outer corner. And I'm just going to just very light-handed just kind of blend that in better into that first copper shade that we put on our eyelid. So it's a really, really good ombre look, and it's not so copper brown, you know, so it just flows very, very nicely. And then we're going to take that gold shade and we're actually going to bring it down a little on our bottom lash line. And then with a tiny precision brush, we are going to, and this is a Real Techniques brush, of course, and it's this little tiny itty bitty precision brush. We're going to be taking that dark brown shade once more from the Monarch palette and just really tightly getting under the bottom lash line. And we're going to be stopping about where we ended the gold shade on our bottom lash line. Going in with the e.l.f. contour brush. This one's a really great brush to use on your bottom lash line. I'm going to be taking it from the Shade Light palette, our first brown color. Oops, that was held the brush backwards, upside down, whatever. And then we're going to be putting this color on our bottom lash line. I cannot talk. Again, stopping where we put the gold. I'm going to be taking Angled Brush by e.l.f. and dipping into the blackest of black eyeshadow shades from the Kat Von D Shade Light palette. Right here. Almost dropped it. And then I'm going to very lightly put it right at my lash line and just kind of brushing it outward, just to give it a little bit more of a smoky effect and not such a harsh line like you would get from a liquid eyeliner, which is what I typically use. But I feel like for this look, we need to smoke it out a little bit. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to be keeping this eyelining basically on the outer corner of our eye and not really bringing it much into the copper or the golden shade on our lid. Okay, so I just went in, curled my eyelashes, and applied L'Oreal Carbon Black mascara to my top and bottom lash line, and now we are ready to finish the face. Now I am going to contour and bronze a little bit today. We're going to go back to our e.l.f. contour palette, and I'm going to be using a Real Techniques contour brush. It's a little tapered brush, and I just threw it. You know, it's casual. And we're going to be dipping into both of the shades, and then just contouring like slightly. Now I like to take the color and go up and down, and then work my way into circles and bring it up a little bit, just so it blends a little better. And then I'm going to be going in with my e.l.f. bronzing palette, I believe it's called. Yeah, bronzing palette in the shade Cool. And with my Wet n Wild brush. It doesn't have a name to it, but it was only a couple bucks, so I picked it up. I got mascara on this, so now I don't know. And then I'll be taking the bottom two shades and just blending it in to my contour and bringing it up a little bit so my face just looks, you know, more bronze and not vampire-esque like it usually does. And then I'll be taking it to it, taking the color to my forehead as well. And I want to contour my nose because I hate my nose, and contouring fixes that a little bit. And I'm using this same palette I just used, the bronzing palette, and I will be going in with the Real Techniques 301 brush and with the Real Techniques Sculpting Brush to blend out the line. So again, I'll be taking the last two, the bottom two shades, and then just going back and forth, and just use the edges of the brush as the contour, and going down the sides of my nose. Probably see me in a little bit. It looks pretty bad right now, right? And then with the other Real Techniques sculpting brush, I'm actually going to be dipping into the white in this palette a little bit and just blending it out. And then highlight time. Ooh. Okay, when I highlight, I use 3 different highlighters just because, like I said, I'm a vampire and most highlights do not show up on me at all. So I use a combination of 3 and I really get the highlight that I want. We're going to be using the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. And we're going to be using first the Wet n Wild I'll Have a Cosmo Shimmering Palette. And I like to, because it has a little bit more of a pinky shade, I like to use this strictly on the apples of my cheeks. And then I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Shimmer Brick Radiant. And this is what it looks like. And I use the first 2 top shades. And I like to apply it a little bit on my cheek, the apples of my cheeks. And then I will drag it up to the top of my cheekbones. And then around on my temple like this, just caressing my eyebrow. And then I'm going to be taking the e.l.f. Baked Highlighter in Moonlight Pearls, which looks like this. And placing a little bit on the top of my cheekbones. Oh yes. On my chin. Down my nose. And the Cupid's bow. Can't forget the Cupid's bow. I'm going to be taking my my Real Techniques blush brush and my all-time favorite blush, Milani Luminoso. And I'm not going to apply it on the apples of my cheeks, but right above it. Ooh, look at that highlight. Nice. Snatched. Alright guys, that's it for my segment of makeup looks from my makeup box. So it turns out we came up with a very golden, bronzy, highlighter-y, very just summer fun look. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please let me know what you want me to do next, what you want me to review next, what makeup look you want me to do, and if you have a better name for this, please let me know. And if you like the name, please let me know. I had such a fun time, and I hope you guys did too. And please, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to me. And remember, you, right there, you are beautiful. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.